Welcome to Sonora Mind, where you can find peace and improvement through the power of sounds. If you like this audiobook, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. And check out in the description the complete ebook available on Amazon. Now, let's begin the reading. We hope you enjoy it. Introduction: The evolution of meditation. Meditation is an ancient practice that is known to improve the spiritual, mental, and physical well-being of a person. It is now a systemized practice that dates back centuries. In fact, this practice started as early as the ancient time. One of the pervasive arguments that continues to rage about the subject concerns questions of when, where, and how meditation originated. We may never know for sure, but looking at historical evidence points the location as the Indus Valley and the time at around 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. How is a question that the experts are still at a loss for an answer, though there is an agreement among experts that informal practice of meditation could date back more than 5 millennia. It is simply hard to trace back how the practice was actually developed. Today, meditation is an important activity in all the major world religions. Buddhists spend hours in the lotus position, aspiring to achieve what the Buddha realized after 49 days in the meditative state. Meanwhile, Catholic monks meditate by spending hours on end contemplating and meditating on the Word of God. Meditation is dependent on the religion on where it is being practiced. Diverse cultures and civilizations. Early civilizations that thrived in China and Japan studied and developed meditation as well as the Indians. Historians often present the argument that meditation is an important element that helped define the spiritual practices of Eastern philosophies. This common element unites the need of humankind to understand himself, the universe, and the interplay between the two, no matter what culture or religion he belongs to. When a civilization starts seeking to improve spiritually and socially, then it is very likely that meditation is practiced not only by the religious leaders, but by common folk as well. Aboriginal cultures that existed in Australia at around the same time are believed to practice meditation. However, there is no definitive evidence on record that they did engage in meditative practices. In the meantime, Native Americans who lived centuries ago have passed on numerous cultural practices to their modern counterparts, one of which is meditation. Some experts argue that the trance-like states entered by members of indigenous tribes during certain rituals qualify as a form of meditation. In this case, it is reasonable to assume that their ancestors, who occupied the same land centuries ago, were practicing the same method to achieve self-awareness and focused introspection, which is part of the current definition of meditation. Siddhartha Gautama. One of the biggest influences on the development of meditation was Siddhartha Gautama, who lived in India at around 500 BC. Siddhartha Gautama would eventually bear the title Buddha, after attaining enlightenment while seated under a sacred tree in the lotus position, which is an attitude of meditation. The Buddha's teachings form the tenets of Buddhism, which is one of the major religions of the world today. The Buddha espouses meditation as a means to achieve enlightenment in the same way that he did. Gautama Buddha was one of the first to establish and formalize meditation in the context of a religious tradition. Buddhist meditation, as we know it today, comprises 4 main components. These are mindfulness, concentration, insight, and tranquility. These foundations are inculcated in Buddhist meditation, which is one of the most popular forms of meditation being practiced even by non-Buddhists. The history of meditation is very rich. It is interesting to discover where it actually originated. The most common questions about it are yet to be answered. No matter where it started, one thing is for sure: meditation has many benefits which we will uncover next. Changing habits to improve your personal life. Before we dive more into meditation, we need to talk a little bit about habits. Yes, because we are creatures of habits, and you need to make meditation a daily practice if you want to reap all of its benefits. Habits, oh those nasty habits. Habits are developed from training, influences, observation, and practice. We develop many habits throughout our life, which some are good and others are bad. Good habits we can keep, but if one wants to improve their life, the bad habits have to take a hike. Getting rid of bad habits, however, is not easy, especially if an addiction is involved. For this reason, we can take a few steps to learning how you can change your habits. Making excuses. People wander through life making excuses. Anytime a person sees something complicated, they will often make excuses why they cannot deal with the problem. This is just the way I am. This is a common problem in the world, which we've all heard billions of times. If you are out to improve your life, however, you need to say more things like, "This is something that hinders me from becoming better, and I have the power to change it." The first key to improve yourself is stop making excuses. Learn how to tell the truth. The truth is the only answer that leads you to improve your personal life, and I believe meditation will help you with that. Once you learn to tell the truth to yourself, you will need to commit self to learning new behaviors and habits. You can commit by choosing a new habit. You can start meditating every day or plan to drink more water, for example. Some of us detest water, yet water is our way of living healthier. Instead of detesting something that will save your life, you can determine your intention by saying simple things like, "Today I will drink more water." Even if you start out drinking a glass for the first couple of days, you are already making changes. "Today I am going to stop judging others and myself." This is a common mistake people make in the world. They spend time judging others and themselves. This gets them nowhere but in a world of chaos. You make your bed, you must learn to sleep in it, which is why you should change your ways. Judging is only for our master in the sky. Do you think negative? I can't change this. My life is full of nonsense. I can't swing it anymore. Why me? Who put a tag on my head? If you spend your life thinking negative and saying negative connotations, try changing your ways today. For instance, say, "I can change something and I am going to." Instead of saying life is full of nonsense, accept it as truth yet move ahead to make your life better. Why me is a common question, which no one knows why, yet we have to accept it, make better decisions, and move ahead. If you feel persecuted, ask yourself what you are doing that makes you feel this way. Do you have friends or family members weighing you down? If so, then kick their butt down the road and make new friends. No one in life is worth you suffering ongoing. You deserve more than that. And you have the power to make changes, yet you do not have the power to change other people. When you start to make changes to improve your life, start small. Instead of jumping the gun, take baby steps to success. Too many times people try to change overnight. This only leads to frustration. When you are working to change your life and habits, make sure you seek support and feedback. You do not have to walk the road to success alone. Feedback is found at your library, the internet, at colleges, and so on. You will find support along these channels as well. Ask someone you trust to support you and give you feedback when needed also. So, what do you think about developing new, positive habits in your life? You can obviously start with meditation, which is one of the best habits a person can have, and it's not that hard, as you're going to see in the next chapters. Just keep these things in mind once you start and be consistent. Take your baby steps each day and pretty soon you'll be meditating easily, reaping all of its wonderful benefits. I know you can do it. The normal stage of the mind. We've talked about the importance of habits, but before you can begin practicing meditation, you do need to understand what it is and why you need to use this method of relaxation. The brain is the primary tool that you'll use to define this process. But you may not realize that when the brain is in a normal state, it actually is very abnormal in what it is doing. To help you to understand meditation, I want to let you know how your brain normally functions, so that you can see the state of mind that you are functioning in most often and how it is not ideal to achieve a more positive self. The normal mind. In the normal state of mind, your mind is working in various directions. It is functioning as it usually does, which means it is bouncing from one idea and thought to the next. In fact, this is quite abnormal activity for the brain because it needs to focus on a lesser amount of ideas if it is to be successful in resolving problems. Stimuli from all over the place are coming in at the brain. When something new stimulates your mind, it moves from its previous thought to the new one. Although you feel like you are completely in control of yourself during this type of brain function, you likely aren't. You have very little control over the way that you behave and think during this type of situation. Not only do your thoughts move from one thing to the next thing quickly, but your physical being is doing the same thing too. Your emotions follow suit too. An example of this type of brain activity can be as simple as seeing a child playing. If you see that child while you are driving, your mind goes from control of the vehicle to the child. She's cute, playing and riding her bike. Then, your mind moves to thoughts from your own childhood. You feel good and smile at the happy memories. Of course, it doesn't always play out so innocently. You can go through these same thought and emotional processes with negative images too. Consider if that child was a teenager doing something that they shouldn't be. Now, you are wondering about your own children, what they're doing that you don't know about. And your emotions follow you too with thoughts that are fearful and tense. In a negative situation, you are likely to become distracted by the thoughts playing through your mind, which then directly impacts the way that you drive your vehicle. Perhaps you run a red light, or you narrowly miss a car accident. As you can see, in your normal state of mind, your emotions as well as your physical being are at stake. Each plays their own role in the outcome of these events. Often, stresses build up during this process, and since it is our normal state of mind, they pile on over time. You can find yourself unable to concentrate on anything, and over time you can have trouble balancing all that you have to do in your everyday life. For the most part, your normal way of thinking may be one of the worst things that you can do for yourself. Therefore, meditating allows you to have more control over your thoughts and not be controlled by your normal, possibly negative thoughts. Once you start meditating, you'll be able to enter a deeper level of the mind and choose more easily how you want to think and feel. So, let's talk a bit more about these benefits and get ready to start meditating, shall we? Benefits of meditating. Meditation allows you to focus, allowing you to accomplish your tasks in a better method as well as faster. Meditation also allows you to improve your level of stress. By reducing stress, you will make better decisions and fully handle problems effectively, becoming a more positive person who creates a more positive life. You'll be able to communicate more effectively through more defined words that ultimately lead you to a better realm. Meditation can also improve your health, including helps to improve heart conditions, cancer risks, high blood pressure, and plenty of other conditions. When you lower your stress levels on the body, you can heal faster and more effectively from any of these experiences. By meditating, you'll also become a better friend and family member. Through the dedication of those around you, you all can become enlightened and therefore on a higher, more positive realm of being. Meditation promotes health of the mind, too. By allowing your mind to enter this improved state, you can create for yourself an amazing of being, which allows you to think clearer. It helps to keep your mind sharp. Ultimately, meditation allows you to become the real you, the one that you want to be, rather than the person that is held captive by the world around them. If you meditate, you can learn quite a bit about yourself as well as the world around you. There are many, many more benefits to meditation. For each person, this experience is going to be quite unique, and that is another wonderful aspect of meditation. If you wish to find out what it can offer you, you must learn to meditate. There is nothing negative that can come of meditation, and what's more, there is quite a bit of good that can come out from it. Meditation 101. Later on, I'm going to introduce you more on meditation so you can easily start doing it on a daily basis. But if you're eager to try it and feel ready for it, let me share with you a quick text that sums up everything you need to properly meditate. Let's recap. Meditation refers to a state where your body and mind are consciously relaxed and focused. Practitioners of this art report increased awareness, focus, and concentration, as well as a more positive outlook in life. Like I told you in telling the story of meditation, it is most commonly associated with monks, mystics, and other spiritual disciplines. However, you don't have to be a monk or mystic to enjoy its benefits. And you don't even have to be in a special place to practice it. You could even try it in your own living room. Although there are many different approaches to meditation, the fundamental principles remain the same for everyone. The most important among these principles is that of removing obstructive, negative, and wandering thoughts and fantasies and calming the mind with a deep sense of focus. This clears the mind of debris and prepares it for a higher quality of activity. The negative thoughts you have, those of noisy neighbors, bossy office mates, that parking ticket you got, and unwanted spam, are said to contribute to the polluting of the mind. And shutting them out allows for the cleansing of the mind, so that it may focus on deeper, more meaningful thoughts. Some practitioners even shut out all sensory input, no sights, no sounds, and nothing to touch, and try to detach themselves from the commotion around them. You may now focus on a deep, profound thought if this is your goal. It may seem deafening at first, since we are all too accustomed to constantly hearing and seeing things. But as you continue this exercise, you will find yourself becoming more aware of everything around you. If you find the meditating positions you see on television threatening, those with impossibly arched backs and painful-looking contortions, you need not worry. The principle here is to be in a comfortable position conducive to concentration. This may be while sitting cross-legged, standing, lying down, and even walking, which I'll teach you more later on. Right now, if the position allows you to relax and focus, then that would be a good starting point. While sitting or standing, the back should be straight, but not tense or tight. In other positions, the only no-no is slouching and falling asleep. Loose, comfortable clothes help a lot in the process since tight-fitting clothes have a tendency to choke you up and make you feel tense. The place you perform meditation should have a soothing atmosphere. It may be in your living room or bedroom or any place that you feel comfortable in. You might want an exercise mat if you plan to take on the more challenging positions, if you feel more focused doing so, and if the contortionist in you is screaming for release. You may want to have the place arranged so that it is soothing to your senses. Silence helps most people relax and meditate, so you may want a quiet, isolated area far from the ringing of the phone or the humming of the washing machine. Pleasing scents also help in that regard, so stocking up on aromatic candles isn't such a bad idea either. The monks you see on television making those monotonous sounds are actually performing their mantra. This, in simple terms, is a short creed, a simple sound which, for these practitioners, holds a mystic value. You do not need to perform such, however. It would pay to note that focusing on repeated actions such as breathing and humming help the practitioner enter a higher state of consciousness. Many people think it's helpful to meditate while listening to a meditative song or frequency as well, which is very easy to find on Spotify or YouTube, for example. But the principle here is focus. You could also try focusing on a certain object or thought, or even, while keeping your eyes open, focus on a single sight. One sample routine would be to, while in a meditative state, silently name every part of your body and focusing your consciousness on that part. While doing this, you should be aware of any tension on any part of your body. Mentally visualize releasing this tension. It works wonders. In all, meditation is a relatively risk-free practice, and its benefits are well worth the effort, or non-effort. Remember, we're relaxing. Studies have shown that meditation does bring about beneficial physiologic effects to the body. And there has been a growing consensus in the medical community to further study the effects of such. So in the near future, who knows, that mystical, esoteric thing we call meditation might become a science itself. A word of warning. Meditating is supposed to feel good and improve yourself to become a more positive person. However, I have to let you know about some of the things that may cause discomfort to some people and how to deal with them. As you begin meditation, you should realize that the process can bring up feelings, thoughts, and even traumatic events that happened in your past. If you have repressed memories or otherwise are psychologically affected by meditation, don't give up on it. You should work with a skilled instructor, though, to work through these problems so that meditation can be successful for you. Meditation may not be for you if you are a person that is paranoid, have problems with delusions, or are facing high levels of anxiety to the point of not being able to function properly. These individuals often find that meditation can be helpful, but only when under guidance from their doctors or instructors. Those that have psychotic episodes of any sort should work with their meditation specialist first and foremost before starting their own meditation. Those that are interested in meditation but are worried about what could happen during meditation should make sure that they have a skilled meditation specialist to help them through the first few episodes. Meditation is an art form that has come down from all types of cultures and from ancient civilizations. Yet, each form comes from its own place, making it a bit unique from others. One thing that you will notice about meditation is its ability to change with the culture, and therefore you'll find various names for some of the techniques and styles that you find. In addition, you will find countless religious or mystical applications to meditation as well. As you move through meditation, realize that each aspect is different in where it is from and how it is used, yet all strive to offer the same end result to you. For example, in ancient Christian training of the spirit, meditation is the process of thinking with a good amount of concentration on a topic. Yet, in Eastern meditation, meditation doesn't have any such meaning. Instead, you are doing the opposite of thinking about a topic. The goal of meditation in this form is to become detached, to pull away from your thoughts, and then allow the silence to open up to you. When this happens, your mind becomes quiet. In Eastern meditation arts, this is called the relaxation response that your body presents. On the other hand, in Christian mystical practices, it is called contemplation, which we have already talked about a little bit. With that being said, it's time to dive deeper into the topic and finally learn more ways to properly meditate. Meditating in a simple form first, the best way to start. Now, you are more than ready to start meditating, so let's get down to it. Simple meditation can start like this. Find a location that's quiet and where you know you won't be bothered. You are looking for 10 to 20 minutes of undisturbed meditation here, but you can easily start with 5 minutes if you prefer. Turn off all telephones and anything else that could become a distraction. Now, sit comfortably and quietly. Keep your back in position with your spine vertically aligned. Remember that posture is something that you need to make happen. Commit to what you are doing right now. That means not allowing distraction to play a role now. Commit to not being interrupted by anything happening in the world around you. Most importantly, remove anything from the room or from your line of view that could be a potential distraction. Commit to performing meditation. Select a word that fits into your natural belief system. For example, use love, peace, harmony, abundance, or others that you might prefer. If you are religious, select a word or a short phrase that signifies what you believe. Hallelujah, God, or OM, make good choices. Close your eyes once you've selected the right word. Closing your eyes helps you to enter into relaxation. Now, we'll go through the body and relax each of the muscles in it. Start with your toes. Consciously think to yourself that your toes should relax and feel them relaxing. Next, move to your feet, your legs, and so on. You want to allow each of your muscles to relax. Make sure to include your neck, your jaw, your pelvis, back, your arms, fingers and hands, and shoulders. As this happens, feel the tension leave your body. Continue to breathe through the process in deep, long breaths and repeat your meditation word over and over again. Breathe in, say your word, breathe out, and repeat. You don't need to say the word out loud, but rather mentally pronounce it. Use the passive attitude that we've talked about. If any thoughts come into your mind while you are sitting and relaxing, let them go out simply by telling yourself, "Oh well." Most people will have trouble with this at first, so don't worry about how well you are doing. Don't judge yourself. Just let go of those words the best that you can. Keep repeating your meditation word too. This will help immensely. Keep this going for 5 to 10 minutes at least and strive for 20. Don't use any alarm to warn you. Just open your eyes for a moment to check. Sit and relax for several minutes once you've come out of your meditation. Keep your eyes closed for a couple of minutes before opening them. Don't stand up just yet. Allow yourself time to come back into reality before doing so. You should try to do this simple meditation at least once a day, but 2 or more times per day really can have a positive effect on your daily stresses. Many people find that this simple meditation works well before they get their day started, when they are fully rested and before they have eaten breakfast. When you have practiced this type of mediation for 7 days or even longer, you should feel the benefits of meditation and what it can offer. If you don't feel any different, you may not be following each step appropriately. You need to focus on relaxation and feeling relaxed, not on whether or not meditation is transforming you, neither on how it's working. Just be present and feel good during the meditation and be certain you will reap its benefits. 3 different types of meditation. There are other types of meditation that you can easily incorporate into your daily lifestyle, such as walking meditation and breath-watching meditation. The process sometimes seems much simpler than it is, but it's worth the try because it can allow you to enter into a new enlightenment no matter where you are. Trying new types of meditation is important because you can find one that works best for yourself and also improve your state of being even faster with these different techniques. Walking meditation, for example, does take practice, so plan on giving it a few chances before you write it off as something that's not working for you. Let's check out 2 types of meditation that you can try incorporating into your daily life, starting with walking meditation. Here's how it works. Walking meditation. Start by paying attention to your body as you walk. You should take note of the way it feels, not just walking, but how it affects each part of your body. You should feel the ground hitting the bottom of your foot. You should feel the muscles in your legs and back tighten with each step that you take. Pay attention to these things. Focus your attention now on each of your feet. Start with just one foot. As it hits the ground, take notice of it. Feel the next foot come up and go down. Notice how it feels too. Continue to do this over and over again until it almost becomes a mantra that you are saying to yourself. If your mind begins to wander off, force yourself to focus on your movements again. Your eyes should be watching in front of you without really looking at anything in particular. Don't focus on anything else. This will help you to take your meditation to the next level of meditation. Why should you use walking meditation? It's simple. When was the last time that you paid attention to the actually walking part of your movements? You think about the countless things you have to do, where you are going and who's talking to you, but not the movements of walking itself, which can offer a high level of relaxation when focused on. By concentrating on walking itself, you can better experience relaxation and the movements of walking itself. Through this, you can enter into a new awareness of the world around you and of your physical self. Breath watching meditation. Would you like if meditating could be as simple as paying attention to your breath for a few minutes? Because yes, it can. There's nothing more here and now than the human breathing. And since meditating is about staying in the present, paying attention to how you breathe is an excellent, easy way to meditate. You can do it anywhere, anytime, just follow these simple instructions. Relax in whatever position works best for you, close your eyes and start to pay attention to your breathing. Breathing through your nose gets your diaphragm involved and gets oxygen all the way to the bottom of your lungs. As your mind wanders, just refocus your attention on the air going in and out of your nose. Try this for a few minutes or longer, and you will begin to feel its effects. If you feel like walking meditation is a bit hard, then this is definitely the way to go. You can also put some meditating music if you want, but you're doing great as long as you're paying attention to your breathing. Article X1 or X2, Final Tips and Conclusion. Mental health and improving your personal life. Congratulations for reading this far. Now you are ready to easily begin meditating and making this a positive habit on your life. But before we wrap things up, I want to give you some final words on mental health and improving your life, since that's probably the main reason you wanted to learn how to meditate in the first place. Your mental health is an amazing part of what makes you as a person. Personal development is a way of life that affects your mind, actions, and how you treat others around you. It plays a vital role on your overall well-being and the relationships around you. Oftentimes, we get so caught up in the physical aspects of what's on the outside and forget to take care of the inside. Exercising our brain consciously and subconsciously is an important factor when improving one's life and creating a healthy state of mind as we age, and meditation is a powerful tool for this. When a person is depressed, stressed, tired, and frustrated, it affects everything we do as well as the people closest to us. I remember someone telling me in a depressed state that she couldn't even watch television because she didn't want to watch the living. When I get down, I often think of that comment, and it reminds me of a place I don't ever want to be. Isolating yourself for others could turn into something very dangerous, and unfortunately help will only start with one person, you. Although there is a laundry list of other books and professional help also recommended, if this book gives you a jump start to just get you slightly motivated to move forward, then moving an inch is greater than lying still. Depression and anxiety will use every good power that you have against you. Keep in mind that the most talented individual wouldn't get anywhere without persistence. And believe me when I say this, meditation is one of the best tools you can use to help you with all of that. Persistence and determination are the first steps to controlling your thoughts and feelings. Many medications can trigger depression, so make sure to consult with your doctor to see if this has any effects on the way you are feeling. Studies indicate that the most common reason for depression is the lack of interests and activities. When improving your personal life, interests and activities are vital in mental health, self-esteem, and happiness. Although this does not help much when fighting boredom or other problems, you can best improve your mental health by practicing many of them until you do well. You should also remember that meditation could be your best friend to become a more positive, healthy person. It's free and you can do it anytime, anywhere. When you are depressed or anxious, it's easy to forget all of the things we like to do. Meditation can help us overcome the fear of trying something new or remembering exactly what made us happy. Asking friends and family to help motivate me is also a tool that I use when I'm in the need of a little push. Remember to reward yourself when accomplishing tasks, such as getting the laundry done before watching your favorite television show. Negative thinking also plays a major role in mental health. The happiest of people experience the same pain, suffering, and sorrows, just like a person who is depressed. To accept troubles gracefully and keeping a positive attitude is where you'll find how some people cope with things on a different level. Ask yourself, are your expectations realistic? Accepting a situation for what it is can eliminate your negative feelings. Taking action for your own negative ways of thinking and turning those thoughts positive means that you are motivating yourself to change. Tackle what is bothering you and take a bad situation and turn it into something good. A little humor helps my situation from time to time, meaning laughter does a great deal for our mind and body. But try not to constantly worry about being happy. Developing interests, activities, friendships, and learning how to cope with the emotional pain will conquer your personal problems and further solve your thinking habits. And remember to always keep your new meditation habit in mind as one of your superpowers to deal with any problems you may have. Doing this will get you on the road of happiness as long as you put forth the effort. You deserve the most positive, incredible life, and I know you can create it for yourself. Final words. Thank you for taking the time to read Meditation for Beginners. I truly hope it gives you the tools and motivation to easily meditate and become a more positive person every day. Please stay in touch and leave your review. I would love to hear your own success story. If you enjoyed this, please check in the description the complete version of this book and our other works that you'll enjoy. Thank you for being here and subscribe for more.